All right, good morning everyone. I am back up at the property, and the adventure this time is I'm going to start building a tool shed slash cabin, temporary cabin until I build the big cabin or whatever I decide to do. So this is going to be 10 feet wide by 20 feet long, and it's going to be a single story. And right now I'm going to have a wall section it off in the back, and it's going to have a little bit of tool storage. And then the front part is going to actually be an area where we can get up and move around. I like camping out in the camper, but it's nice when you have a couple people up here or whatever that you can kind of stand up and do your thing and have some coffee and actually sit at a table inside. So, but before I start doing that, I need to remove some old rotten trees that are dead. And the trees are right here. That one, those two small maples right there, and then this alder, which is actually broken off at the top. And so the cabin is going to be right here. I have it kind of plotted out, and so yeah, that's what I'm starting on. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, here we go. Right here I'm starting to cut the trees that are standing dead and could fall on the cabin with enough wind. The tree is leaning at a weird angle, so here I am cutting a face cut in the tree, and then I'll go behind the tree and then I'll cut in a back cut. And then hopefully the tree falls in the direction that I want it to. But I did not anticipate the tree getting hung up on a small limb that was attached to a tree beside it. Before I started my saw, I had devised a plan which first included an escape route and what to do in case the tree got snagged or hung up. I have a great respect and fear when falling trees because it's super dangerous, so having a plan devised ahead of time is crucial. Right here I'm just planning my next step for getting the tree unsnagged and safely on the ground. My first decision was to shut the camera off so I could focus 100% of my attention on the dangerous task awaiting me. Very dangerous right there. I hammered in small 4 posts at each corner of where the cabin will be. I then pull a tape measure diagonally, trying to get the same measurement at opposite corners. Once the same measurement is achieved, I know that the rectangle will be, in construction terms, square, which kind of sounds weird. There are other ways to achieve this outcome as well, but this is how I chose to do it. All right, so I squared 4 corners up, and then I ran some string line to mark the spot where I'm going to put my concrete pier pads. So here's what it looks like. So I just used these actually from a tent, and then I just ran some string. So yeah, just right here. So there's going to be a pier pad right here. And obviously on the corner, 3 of them, 3 of them on each, holding up, supporting each beam. So now I'm going to put some gravel down underneath it. I'm not necessarily sure if it's going to actually need gravel, but I'm going to do it anyway. And the reason why I question it is because I'm going to put a flat pad, concrete pad down that's 16 by 16, and then on top of that I'm going to put my pier pad, which you will see. So enough talk, and let's get to work. Here I have 6 out of 9 pier blocks and pads down. I am placing 4x4 pressure treated posts on the pads to check level and grade. I do not plan on using the 4x4s as posts, but instead 4x6s as my support post. Why the 4x4s, you ask? Well, they're much lighter than the 4x6s when checking level. The reason I didn't buy the adjustable brackets is because they weren't in my budget. Looking back though, I could have cut short posts to place under the beams to achieve level. It would have been a lot easier and quicker, but I simply didn't think about it beforehand. Well, here I am, just nailing in the floor joists. You can also feel free to wear my stylish framing apparel that I chose to wear that morning. Alrighty, not too bad for a day's work. I got the footings in place and then joists and beams, and I got it insulated, but I'm a little short on insulation, so when I pick up the sheeting maybe tomorrow, I'll obviously get the insulation to finish it. Give you a little quick tour. There you go. I would highly suggest, if you're going to do this, to buy the adjustable ones that has a all thread right here to level this up. They're expensive, but they sure can save a lot of time if you can afford it. I just didn't feel like spending that much money on the adjustable ones. But anyway, I'm done for the day. I am going to go take a shower and relax. All right. Thanks for watching so far. Do the like and subscribe and stuff. Cool. All right, the floor is done and sheeted and nailed off. So thanks for watching, and